Hi everyone, I'm Don Singletary and welcome to the channel that teaches home investors how to day trade the Micro Eminis. A special trade of the week, a live trade coming up today. I used two of the DJIA Micro Eminis to make about $69 in just under 13 minutes. Also today, I get some interesting questions every week from people new to day trading the Micro Eminis. And today's question is, how often should I be trading? And I'll tell you about that and more coming up next. You found the only channel that's specifically dedicated to teaching home investors how to day trade the Micro Eminis, now with over 50 free videos. Be sure and subscribe now so you won't miss notification of our new videos each week. It's a really great question. If you're new at learning to trade, day trade the Micro Eminis, how much should you be trading? I got an email from a fellow who shall remain unnamed, no worries. I would never do that to anybody. But he said he was trading 10 to 25 times every morning for a couple of hours and wasn't making any money, and he wanted to know, what am I doing wrong? Well, I don't know, and I can't know possibly what you're doing because I haven't seen you trade. But if you're trading 10 to 25 times every morning and you're just learning, I can guarantee you that you're over trading. Now, it's not your fault. Nobody thinks to tell beginners how much they should be trading when they start off. And there is no answer like you should be doing 2 trades a day for the first week and then 4 the next week. And it doesn't work like that, because you'll know when you're getting better or you're getting worse. Now, 2 things. Number one, when I first started this, and this story's in my book, the first stock index trade I ever made, and there were no such thing as micros or even the E-minis. And I put up, I was a pretty poor school teacher 30 years ago when this happened, and I put up all the money I had, $8,000 or $10,000, just to trade one contract. And I clicked it after reading all my books and magazine articles. No internet, no YouTube back then. I was on my own. I lived in a small town, and I couldn't even find anybody else in the whole town who traded futures. They all looked at me like I was crazy. But I was bound and determined I was going to learn how to do it. So my first trade, I lost $500 in 30 seconds, and I almost broke the mouse trying to click it to get out of the trade. And that's why I will always have a soft place in my heart for people who are beginners, who are learning to trade futures. Last year, in 2019, when I found out there was such a thing as the brand new Micro Emini futures, where Dow points were 50 cents and NASDAQ100 indexes were $2 a point, I thought, why didn't they have that 30 years ago? It was so hard to learn to trade with that kind of danger and the money involved. So when I found out they had these new affordable Micro Eminis, I was anxious to go ahead and write my book, the book that was the beginning and the book that supports this channel. You can see the link to my Amazon listing on the page if you want to. But I was so excited because I had helped a lot of people learn to trade futures over the years, and many of them, like when I started, they couldn't really afford to even learn. So that's why I'm so excited about these Micro Eminis. Now, getting back on subject, I never did answer the question, so how many times a day or a week or a month should a beginner at these things be using to learn to trade? Well, 10 or 25 every morning is way too much. You'll have to decide for yourself how many. But the important thing is people, beginners especially, because nobody told them, you think that the more trades you do, the more experience you're getting. Well, that's true. I can't argue with it. But you could be practicing all the wrong things. So slow down. Watch some of the videos here on the channel, and if you can find 2 or 3 good trades a day in a 3 or 4 hour session, that's plenty. And if it's less, that's okay too, because what matters is rule number 1. Are you learning to play defense? Are you keeping the balance of your account up as you trade? Practice trade, real trade, doesn't matter. Either way, that's the only scorecard that doesn't lie to you, is your account balance. And when it starts to go down and keeps going down, then it's time to change what you're doing. That just makes sense. It's just common sense. But I found because I'm old that common sense isn't really all that common. We're about to get to the fun part. The live trade is coming up in just a moment. But first, let me leave you with these three things. Don't overtrade. Don't confuse activity with progress. You could be practicing all the wrong things, and you don't want to learn those by practicing them over and over again. Makes sense. Number two is trade selection. Don't think about or be obsessed with how much money you might make in a trade. Be obsessed with how little risk, how small amount of money can you use to make a successful trade. If you're obsessed with risk management, you'll do a lot better. And third, remember that it's the trades you don't make that make a lot of money. Because, after all, when it's all said and done, you're going to lose about 40 to 45% of your trades. So you got to be nice to yourself. Just because you lose a trade doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It's just the nature of the game. And you will probably never have a win rate greater than 60%. Over the long term, you'll have stretches and streaks of good and bad luck. But remember, over the long term, you're going to lose 40% of your trades, maybe a little more. And so you need to learn to have that be your friend and not fight yourself or put yourself down about it. You're not doing anything wrong. In this kind of trading, there's so many things over which you have no control. And that's one of the reasons it's risky. The other is that it's a very, very high leveraged trade. And that same thing that allows you to make a lot of money with a little bit of money also adds a lot of risk to the trading. And I'm the first to say that this kind of trading isn't for everybody. Having said all that, good luck. The live trade coming up next. If you want to see more videos like this one, hit the like button. That's the way you tell me so I can make the videos that you want to see. Thank you. Okay, the live trade of the week featured in this video today is I shorted two of the DJIA Micro Eminis. It was November the 12th at 12:17 p.m. Eastern Time. You can see I shorted the two at 29,180. I always keep my watch list of the day trade micros up on the screen next to the chart and the positions tab on my Tastyworks screen, and I like to see what all four are doing. Gives me kind of a big picture from the top viewpoint to see what's going on. On this particular morning, the only one of the four that it's up at all would be the NASDAQ100, that MNQ there. And it's up only moderately at about 16.5 points. You can see the market takes off at 9:30. And about 11 o'clock starts to level off and trying to find its rhythm for the day. And during this particular time of trading, there's been a lot of days that have that midday lull where the averages just seem to go up and down for a while. So I'm going to try to make some money on the next downturn. Only a minute into the trade, and you can see here the market's trading 29,193. And I'm short two contracts at 29,180. Now we'll skip ahead in time a little bit. 3 minutes into the trade, 12:20. The market is 29,195, so I'm 15 points down. Two contracts at 50 cents a point. That's $15 that I'm down. Now, finally, the trade is coming into my favor a little bit. The momentum seems to be slowing down, or at least getting more negative. 7 minutes into the trade, and the market's trading 29,175. I'm only up $5 or $6, not a lot to get excited about. But this is, look at the MACD down in the bottom. The green line did not go up and cross over the red line. Instead, it's leveled out. And there it goes again, 8 minutes into the trade now. And the green line is actually turning down, which is portends, I won't say a bearish market, but a movement down in price. And now I'm down to 29,146. See how fast that happened. So I was $15 behind, and 3 or 4 minutes later, I'm $40 up. So you really do have to pay attention to these things and keep your finger on the trigger. 29,137 now. I'm up $43. Now, this is decision time. I don't want to give that $42 up, but I don't want to get out of the trade too quickly in case it continues to go down. So that's when I bring up my bracket order. And you'll see what a a hard time I had deciding what to do here. I'm trading 29,113 now, and I'm thinking about putting my stop market order at 130. And the market's moving back up now, 29,123, and I was going to put it in at 29,120, and that train has left the station now because I'm trading over 29,120 now. So I just back off for a second and see what happens. I'm $57 up now, and as you can see, the market is trading 29,127. So I'm really thinking maybe I'm hoping I could get a 29,130 stop on it now. My expectations have been lowered a little bit, but then the market trades back down to 29,121, and I say, oh, okay, I can put that 130 stop back in there now. It actually isn't an executed order yet. This is just the preliminary screen, 29,130, and I'm about to hit the button on that. And then I look over and 29,120, 29,118, it's just hovering around there. And I know that trends don't last forever, and I'm up $58 now, and I do not want to give it back. So I'm just kind of standing by here. Mentally, I'm thinking that if it hits 130, I'm going to have to exit the trade because I don't want to give that money back. But now it moves in my favor again, 29,113 now, and I'm thinking maybe I can get that stop at 29,125, which is better than the 130 I had been looking at. But now it goes on down even more. It's 29,112 now. So I say, well, I can put a stop in at 29,115. And it goes down to 29,105 now. And I'm thinking I can lower that just a little bit. So I move it down from 29,115 to 29,110, and I hit the button on that. So I've got a stop market order in now at 29,110. I don't think the market's going to go down another 100 points and trip the other side of this. One cancels the other order. So the market's at 29,103 now, 104 at 110. There you go. I'm stopped out right there. And my fill price turns out to be 29,111. So let's do a quick trade summary here. Duration of a trade, about 13 minutes with those two DJIA Micro E-minis. A profit $69 out of a possible unrealized maximum of $76, so we captured almost 91%. The maximum drawdown of a trade was about $30. Now, if you're new to the channel and you haven't followed many of the live trades, I realize they seem to go a little bit fast for you, so don't be afraid to rewind, stop, pause, print out the screen, whatever you have to do to be able to follow along with them. And welcome to the channel. We've got a new playlist here on the channel. It's all live trades. Look for the live trade checkbox in the text below the video. If you're new to the channel, check out the beginners playlist down there too in the text below the video. They can help you get off to a great start. Well, it's been great trading with you today, and I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the channel. I'm Don Singletary. I hope every day is a payday for you. And thank you.